The fastest way to lose power is to explain yourself to people who already decided to misunderstand you. Every time you beg someone to see your truth, you hand them a piece of your strength. Every time you over-explain your choices, your pain, your silence, your distance, your ambition, you turn your soul into evidence for people who never deserved a trial. Stop doing that. A powerful man does not live on the witness stand. He does not spend his life defending his existence to weak minds, jealous hearts, and people addicted to noise. He knows one brutal truth. Some people do not want clarity. They want control. They ask for explanations not because they care, but because they want access. Access to your emotions, access to your guilt, access to your weakness, access to the part of you that still wants to be understood. And once they find that part, they pull on it like a chain. That is why you must learn when to speak and when to become silent. Silence is not empty. Silence is armor. Silence is the dark cloak of a man who has stopped bleeding in front of people who enjoy the sight of wounds. Most men explain too much because they are afraid of being hated. They are afraid of being judged. They are afraid someone will create a false version of them and walk away believing it. But listen carefully. People who want to believe the worst about you do not need facts. They only need a reason. And if they cannot find one, they will invent one. You can explain for hours. You can open your chest and show them your heart. You can tell them every detail, every reason, every hidden battle, every scar, and they will still twist the story if their ego needs you to be the villain. So why waste your breath? Why drain your spirit? Why stand in front of people with closed eyes trying to describe the sunrise? That is not strength. That is self-betrayal. A man with real power knows his energy is sacred. He does not pour it into every argument. He does not throw it into every comment section. He does not waste it on people committed to misunderstanding him. He moves like a lone swordsman under black rain, calm, quiet, unshaken. His blade stays sheathed until the moment actually matters. That is discipline. Discipline is knowing you could respond, but choosing not to. Discipline is feeling the fire in your chest, but not letting it burn your kingdom down. Discipline is seeing the disrespect, understanding the game, and still refusing to become a puppet. Because the moment someone can make you explain yourself on command, they have found a button. And once they know the button works, they will keep pressing it. They will question your decisions. They will test your boundaries. They will act confused about your standards. They will pretend not to understand your silence. They will say, "You changed." They will say, "You think you're better now." They will say, "You owe me an explanation." No, you do not owe everyone access to your mind. You do not owe everyone a map to your wounds. You do not owe everyone a reason for your growth. You do not owe everyone a speech every time you choose yourself. Sometimes the explanation is simple. You saw enough. You felt enough. You learned enough, and now you are done. That is the part weak people hate. They want the old version of you, the version that defended himself, the version that typed long paragraphs, the version that begged for emotional peace, the version that tried to keep every connection alive, even when it was poisoning him. But that version died. He died quietly. No funeral, no announcement, no dramatic final message, just a silent death in the middle of the night. When you finally realized your peace was more valuable than their approval. That is when a man changes. Not when he gets angry, not when he starts shouting, not when he tries to prove everyone wrong with words. A man truly changes when he stops explaining his pain to people who caused it. That silence is not weakness. That silence is a graveyard for the old version of him that needed permission to walk away. A graveyard for the boy who wanted everyone to understand his heart. A graveyard for the weak habit of over-explaining to people who never listened the first time. This is where power begins. Power begins when you stop begging to be interpreted correctly. Power begins when you accept that people will misunderstand you and you still keep moving. Power begins when you let them talk, let them assume, let them gossip, let them create their little stories. Let them paint you as cold, distant, arrogant, selfish, different. Let them. A wolf does not stop in the snow to explain himself to sheep. A blade does not apologize for being sharp. A storm does not ask permission before it clears the sky. And a man with purpose does not stop his mission every time someone misunderstands his silence. You must become harder to access. Not bitter, not cruel, not emotional, selective. Selection is power. A weak man explains himself to everyone because he needs everyone to approve of him. A disciplined man chooses who deserves context. That is the difference. Your mother may deserve an explanation. Your brother may deserve one. Your woman may deserve one if she respects you. Your closest friend may deserve one if he has earned trust. But random people, fake friends, exes who only miss control, co-workers who gossip for entertainment, people online who project their weakness onto you, they do not deserve the full story. They deserve silence. They deserve distance. They deserve the version of you that no longer leaks energy into useless conversations. That is not arrogance. That is protection. Your life is not a public courtroom. Your decisions are not community property. Your dreams are not open for debate. Your healing is not a group project. Your discipline does not need witnesses. The strongest transformations happen in silence, like a warrior training in a hidden mountain temple while the village thinks he disappeared. No applause, no audience, no explanation, just pain, sweat, cold mornings, dark nights, a body being forged, a mind being sharpened, a soul being rebuilt from ashes. Then one day, he returns, not louder, not flashier, not desperate for attention, just different. His eyes are colder, his posture is stronger, his words are fewer, his presence is heavier, and people feel it. They do not understand it, but they feel it. That is the power of a man who stopped explaining himself. He becomes unreadable to those who lost access. He becomes unpredictable to those who underestimated him. He becomes dangerous to those who thought his kindness was weakness. Because now he no longer needs to be understood by everyone. He only needs to be aligned with himself. That is freedom. Most men are not free. They are prisoners of perception. They live inside other people's opinions. They change their personality depending on who is watching. They apologize for boundaries. They explain their standards. They defend their ambition. They soften their power so insecure people do not feel threatened. That is a slow death. A man cannot become powerful while constantly asking the world, "Is this okay?" No. At some point, you must choose. Approval or power, comfort or discipline, noise or silence, a life controlled by others or a life built by your own hands. And the moment you choose power, people will resist. They will not like your silence. They will not like your boundaries. They will not like your growth. They will not like that you no longer answer every emotional attack. They will not like that guilt no longer works. They will not like that your time has become expensive. Good. Let them dislike it. Let your peace offend people who benefited from your chaos. Let your silence disturb people who were addicted to your explanations. Let your distance teach people that access to you was a privilege, not a right. That is how a man becomes untouchable, not by being cold, by being controlled, not by hating people, by loving his peace more than he loves being liked, not by avoiding truth, by refusing to explain truth to people who only wanted ammunition. Some people ask, "Why did you stop talking?" Because your spirit heard what their mouth tried to hide, because your body felt the disrespect before your mind accepted it, because your silence noticed patterns your heart kept forgiving, because you finally understood that explaining yourself to dishonest people only helps them lie better. So you stopped. You watched. You learned. You adjusted. That is the Sigma way. Not chasing validation, not performing masculinity, not trying to dominate the room with noise, just discipline, awareness, patience, control. The Sigma man does not need to tell everyone what he is doing. He moves in shadows. He builds where no one can interrupt him. He lets enemies sleep while his power grows. He lets doubters laugh while his skill sharpens. He lets the world underestimate him because underestimation is cover, and cover is useful. The loud man reveals his cards early. The silent man keeps his strategy hidden. The loud man argues about his potential. The silent man turns potential into proof. The loud man wants people to know he is coming. The silent man arrives before they notice the door was open. That is why explaining yourself too much makes you weak. It reveals your position. It reveals your hunger for approval. It reveals that someone else's opinion still has authority over your nervous system. A powerful man does not shake every time someone misunderstands him. He remains still, like a final boss standing in a ruined city, cloak moving in the wind, eyes calm while chaos burns around him. He does not explain the storm, he is the storm. Understand this. There are people who will misunderstand your ambition because they have none. There are people who will misunderstand your silence because they are afraid of their own thoughts. There are people who will misunderstand your discipline because your growth exposes their laziness. There are people who will misunderstand your boundaries because they were comfortable disrespecting you. There are people who will misunderstand your distance because they never believed you would actually leave. Let them misunderstand. You were not born to be translated for every weak mind. You are not built to shrink yourself into a version that makes everyone comfortable. You are not placed on this earth to explain your fire to people who only know how to create smoke. Your job is to build. Your job is to sharpen. Your job is to control yourself so completely that the world cannot use your emotions against you. That means speaking less, reacting slower, revealing less, moving cleaner, leaving sooner, building harder. It means understanding that not every accusation deserves a defense. Not every opinion deserves a response. Not every person deserves closure. Not every connection deserves revival. Not every insult deserves war. Some things deserve nothing. No reply, no explanation, no access, just silence. The kind of silence that feels like a locked gate in the middle of a dark forest. The kind of silence that says, you can stand outside, but you are not coming in. That is how you protect the man you are becoming, because the new version of you is fragile at first. Your discipline is young. Your confidence is rebuilding. Your standards are still forming. Your mind is still escaping old habits. If you explain everything during that stage, people will pull you back. They will question your change. They will mock your discipline. They will tempt your weakness. They will remind you of who you used to be. Do not give them the chance. Build in silence until the new version of you becomes impossible to negotiate with. Build until your habits speak louder than your mouth. Build until your body shows the discipline you stopped announcing. Build until your money reflects the focus you stopped explaining. Build until your eyes carry the calm of a man who survived the war inside himself. Then you will not need to explain. Your life will explain for you. Your presence will explain for you. Your results will explain for you. Your peace will explain for you. And the people who demanded paragraphs from you will have nothing left to say. That is the revenge of a disciplined man. Not destruction, transformation, not screaming, becoming undeniable, not proving them wrong with words, making their opinion irrelevant through power. This is what you must understand right now. Every time you over-explain, you weaken your frame. Every time you beg for understanding, you lower your value. Every time you defend yourself to someone committed to disrespecting you, you betray your own dignity. Stop. Pull your energy back. Close the gate. Sharpen the blade. Return to the mission. You do not need everyone to understand you. You need to understand yourself. You do not need everyone to approve of you. You need to respect yourself. You do not need to explain why you are changing. You need to keep changing until explanation becomes unnecessary. So stop explaining yourself to everyone. Let your silence become the wall they cannot climb. Let your discipline become the language they cannot ignore. Let your distance become the lesson they never expected. Let your power grow in the dark, where no one can poison it. And when they finally ask why you became so quiet, do not give them a speech. Give them your absence. Give them your results. Give them the cold truth of a man who finally chose himself. Speak less. Build more. Explain nothing to people who earned nothing. Become the man who no longer argues with shadows because he is too busy becoming the storm. Now move in silence, protect your energy, and become so powerful that your life answers every question they were never worthy enough to ask.